Today we are going to play Tales from the Underrealm. I won't lie, I'm a little bit worried about how it looks like there's some tentacle attack going on right there, but with that being said, I have no idea what this game is. I was told about it and that someone thought I might like it and they would like to see me play it, so here we go. Darkness envelops everything. It's always been this way in the Underrealm. The vast empty void that I reside in and rule over is where all souls end up after they die. The gods have Elysium and Inferno, but regular mortals just under the realm. And yet, few mortals acknowledge its existence at all. Those that do only speculate. Is it an alternate universe? A different dimension? Perhaps I'd be inclined to give them a hint if they referred to me as something other than the nameless god. Then again, a little mystery can be appealing. The moniker does have a certain charm to it, no? Apologies if you guys heard my phone. They say that I hold the dead hostage in my infinite tentacles, one for each soul, that I hold them in a sort of limbo until I decide what to do with them, and that, on rare occasions, mortals have been able to escape the Underrealm. They have no proof of that, of course, only their legends. Mortals can be funny creatures, but I suppose that's what amuses me about them. The individual that currently holds my interest is a beautiful young woman with raven hair. Now, why have you come here? What happened to you? The woman doesn't respond, but that is no surprise. She is dead after all, and the dead don't typically speak. You are but one of the many that pass through my grasp. I see hundreds, thousands of individuals just like you, in the blink of an eye. Humans, elves, orcs, it makes no difference to me. Dead is dead, and the dead belong to me. But you have my attention, young one. I sense that your story is peculiar, and I would like to know more. You shouldn't consider yourself special, of course. I have all of eternity. It is only natural for me to pass the time learning about my guests. I tighten my grip around her body, and memories start flooding into my mind. Everything from her mundane routines to her dark secrets are now mine to gradually access. But that is now where my abilities stop. I can see beyond her even, into the lives of the people tangentially related to her story. And that's where I decided to start. Year 700, in a prison where Airborne, two guards are talking animatedly. Is that Warrior of Light coming today? The one from Lothark. How am I supposed to know? It's not like they give me more information than they give you. And why don't you ever use their proper title? Paladin. They're called paladins. I don't care what they're called. I just want them to hurry up and get here so they can deal with the witch. Just being around her puts me on edge. Ah, so you were a witch, young one. That explains a few things. These Empire guards are afraid. Their fear is so palpable that I can almost taste it. You're worried about the witch? She can't even do anything without her magic. It's the assassin you have to worry about. She's a real nasty one. Bah! I can defend myself from an assassin. Dark magic, though. There's a normal soldier like you and me. Nothing. Bleh. Cut! Dark magic, though. There's nothing a normal soldier like you and me can do against that. Sure, but like I said, she's harmless right now, and it's not like we have any proof that she's ever harmed anyone in the first place. Our assassin, on the other hand, has quite the kill count. Hold on, back up. Did you just suggest the witch might be innocent? I didn't say that. I simply... She's a witch. She uses dark magic. That makes her evil. Ah, yes, evil. A simple word, but a surprisingly harmful one. I've seen it used so many times by those in power to label their enemies. The word strips away humanity and keeps the righteous from questioning their cause. It's quite useful, claiming something is evil when you don't want it to spread. I wonder, perhaps even freedom is considered evil in the Empire's current state? Not that there's much left of it. I hope that they're both executed. That's the least they deserve for what they've done. Those two prisoners aren't women, they're monsters. Agreed, but whether the prisoners are executed or not, they'll be docile enough once the paladin gets through with them. You'll see. The wolves will turn into sheep. I hope so. A brief silence falls between the two for just a moment before the first guard speaks up again. Splitting the Empire was a mistake. We're weaker than ever now, and all manner of creatures have banded together to cause us trouble. This wouldn't have happened in the old Empire. Bullshit. The Empire had its fair share of problems. Take the witches, for example. There've always been witches in the unforgiving swamps. You need to study our history more. Since the split of the Empire, factions once relegated to the shadows regained power. Those factions include bandits, vampires, and of course, witches. Grimoire, being one of the largest city-states with a widespread region influence, has been methodically hunting down the witches and any other practitioners of dark magic within its bounds. And on the off chance they do manage to capture a witch alive, it is protocol for the paladin to come and interrogate her. Is that how you died, young one? During one of these interrogations, trying to protect your witch sisters? It would not be an uncommon fate of your kind. Somehow I feel there's more behind you than premature death. Let's keep going, shall we? Ah, darkness. I feel at home. You don't feel the same, though, do you, young one? Your cage is quite different from mine. Psst! Hey! The young woman stirs ever so slightly upon hearing this newcomer's voice. There you are. Everything is coming into focus now. You certainly weren't hiding the fact that you were a witch. All it takes is one look at your outfit to understand that. No one would ever dress like that otherwise. Hazel? That's your name, right? So, your name is Hazel. I think it suits you. And who is this other fine lady? She must be the assassin the guards were talking about. I see you were in good company. My head. Finally, you're awake. I'm Sasha, by the way. Pleased to meet you. Hazel rubs at her eyes as if she's just awakened from a long dream. A dream that is about to turn into a nightmare. How are you feeling? Probably pretty lousy, huh? The guards around here aren't exactly known for treating their prisoners kindly. Hazel's headache flares as Sasha continues talking. You're not insane, right? Not that it's like I'm in a position to complain, and the company is better than no company, but... Hazel can't help but think that if she isn't already insane, Sasha's insistent voice will get her to that state shortly. Would you stop, please? Oh, sorry. People say that I talk too much, and whoops, there you go. Sorry about that. Hazel takes a look around in an attempt to figure out where she is, but it's futile. She's never been here before. The only thing it has in common with the places she knows is the humidity and the smell of mold. We're not in the unforgiving swamps. Pretty sure the answer to that question is no. Even though when the word unforgiving in the name, I'm sure the swamps are paradise compared to this place. Oh, hold on. If you're asking about the unforgiving swamps, that means you're a witch, right? And that means you can teleport us out of here. If you don't stop talking immediately, it will turn you into a toad. While I appreciate the enthusiasm, I still feel a bit weak. You know, you're as pretty as you are talkative. You know that bright are you? Oh my gosh. I love the speech options so far. While I appreciate the enthusiasm, I still feel a bit weak. Oh, sorry. I forgot you just woke up. Those guards can be real assholes. When they captured me, they beat me so badly it took days for me to be able to stand up again. That's awful. Sasha shrugs. It is what it is. I can't even remember how they captured me. My memories are fuzzy. Don't worry about it. It might take some time, but I'm sure it will all come back to you eventually. Now, about getting out of here. Hazel stands up in her cage. It's tall enough that there is enough room for her to do so comfortably. Sasha is in an identical one a short distance away, but firm metal bars prevent the two from reaching each other. The cages aren't going to be a problem, are they? You can still teleport us away, right? Please don't tell me I need to be standing beside you for you to take me with you. No. Oh, thank God. For a moment I was scared that... You don't understand. I can't teleport us out of here. Really? Did they have to have her titties squished up against the bar like that? Like, I'm sorry, but as a person with titties... You are not gonna, like, if I were Hazel and I had tits that big, I would not be squishing them up against the bars. Like, anyway, I'm not lying. I really can't. Shit. Well, if you can't take me with you, then could you at least send me some kind of rescue party once you're free? I know it's a lot to ask, but you seem like a nice and trustworthy person. And you are my kind of my only hope of getting out of here. Hazel remains silent as she looks Sasha over from head to toe, trying to figure out who this person standing before her really is. It's not like you'd be doing it for free. I know I don't look like it, but I have money, a lot of money. I'm not interested in money. Oh, well, maybe I could repay you in some other way then. And her too. Like, why with the titties squished up against the bars? Sasha adjusts her arms so that they press her breasts together. So, oh no! Is this a hint? Hazel barely manages to hold back a laugh. Still, as terrible as Sasha's attempt at flirting is, Hazel can't help but humor a number of dirty thoughts that cross her mind. She's beautiful, and even though they've just met, Hazel can't completely deny a certain carnal attraction to the woman. Sasha's long black hair, dark eyes, and smooth tanned skin are all features that Hazel had subconsciously noticed before Sasha tried to put the idea in her head. Now isn't the time to be thinking about that, though, and after a moment, she clears her throat and refocuses. The problem isn't teleporting the two of us. The problem is teleporting in the first place. That's not something I can actually do. What? The look of disappointment on Sasha's face is almost comical, if you can disregard the terrible situation they're in. But that can't be right. I thought all witches could teleport, and we also fly around the sky on brooms. Oh, and we're all old and ugly. Sasha looked at Hazel and smirks. Well, that last part is definitely not true. Look at you. Hazel's face flushes a lovely shade of red. She closed her eyes for a moment and coughed in an attempt to regain her composure. All I'm getting at is that not everything you hear about us is true. A lot of it is stuff people use to make up and make us sound as villainous people. Perhaps some of the more powerful witches can teleport, but I surely can't. Careful, Hazel. You're giving up more information than you realize. It's surprising to see you open up so much to a stranger. Witches should be all about living in secrecy, hidden away from the world that hates them. And yet, you just admitted your kind are not all powerful. Is it because you liked the way Sasha was flirting with you? Damn, I guess I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. Sasha sighs, lowering her gaze to the ground in a defeated manner. What's going to happen to us, Hazel? I don't know. The two of them sink into an uncomfortable silence for a moment before Hazel breaks it with a question. What about you? Well, you know a little bit more about me now. I think it's fair I get something in exchange. Right now I know only your name. Good, that's better. For a moment I was worried that obliviousness was what had killed you. So why are you here? You obviously aren't a witch like me. Me? Oh, I'm just a simple thief. This is all a terrible mistake. A simple thief? Here? In a place like this? Somehow I doubt that. I'm serious. They've got the wrong person. I'm totally harmless. Throwing me in a prison like this for the minor crimes I committed is just wrong. The guards don't ever listen to me when I try to tell them that, though. Maybe because you're not that good of an actress? Come on, what's the point of lying to me? Just tell me the truth, will you? I'd rather not. Oh, wow, you can threaten her? How rude. What you look like with a horse's head? How rude. Can you at least tell me a little bit about yourself? Please, Sasha, I trusted you with some things about me. Can't you at least tell me a little bit about yourself? But help me understand, why did they put a witch like me in this dungeon with someone like you? Oh? Certain traces will change other people's feelings towards you. The range of values goes from worst, best, terrible, negative, neutral, positive, good, excellent. The relationship value of each character will influence the story and endings you get, so be careful. Interesting. Alright, I'll tell you what you want to know, but you're not going to like it. The truth is, I'm an assassin. You? Yep, that's why I'm imprisoned here. Hazel has trouble believing it, that this slender, cute, and completely harmless-looking young woman could be an assassin. There's a natural lull in the conversation as Hazel wonders if what Sasha said could really be true. But she'd see for herself soon enough. Behind that pretty face, a deadly assassin was indeed hiding. Sasha suddenly lifts her head and turns her attention towards the door. Seconds later, a guard opened it and descends the short flight of stairs into the room. With an obviously sharp whistle, he carries a couple of bowls over to Hazel and Sasha's cages. Here comes your daily slop, piggies, not that either of you actually deserve to be fed. Why are we wasting our time coddling you instead of letting you rot is beyond me. He practically drops the bowl on the floor in front of Hazel's cage, causing a good portion of the soup, if it can even be called soup, to slosh over the other side. Hazel thinks that if she'd be stuck here longer, that loss of that bit of food would have sunk her morale. This thought is supported by the fact that Sasha's glare darkens as she does the same to her bowl. It may have smelled terrible, but any sustenance one could get in this place was bound to be precious. His job was done, and the guard turned his back to his prisoners and headed towards the door. Wait! The guard lets out an overly dramatic and annoyed sigh as he turns back towards her. What? I can't eat it. What do you mean you can't eat it? You have a mouth. Just eat it. You don't understand. The bowl is too big. It won't pass through the cage's metal bars. How stupid do you think I am? The bowl is the same size it's always been, and the gap between the bars didn't suddenly grow smaller. Please, there's been some sort of mix-up. Just look at it for a second and you'll see that I'm telling the truth. Sasha's acting is so convincing this time that it causes Hazel to take another look at her fellow prisoner's bowl. It is an act, right? The bowl looks exactly the same as her own. The contrast between this act and the one Sasha tried pulling earlier puts Hazel on edge. If you're pulling my leg, I'll... Oh, a trophy to spoon to death! As soon as the guard gets close enough, Sasha's hands whip between the bars at lightning speed and pull him against the cage door. Before he can process what's happening, her arms head around his neck, choking the life out of him. He reaches for his sword, but Sasha slips her legs through the bars next to him and wraps him around his arms and torso, forcing him to carry her weight on his back. It restricts his movements and leaves him helpless against her. You'll what? Cole! Sorry, guys. Don't mind my loud-ass cat in the background. Let me just go deal with that. The guard gasps for air as Sasha reasserts her hold over him. It's only now that Hazel notices that Sasha has a spoon in her right hand. Beat me until I'm a bloody mess again. Pin me down. Make good on all those threats about teaching me my place as a woman. You're the kind of scum that deserves to rot down here. Once she's sure she has him under her control, Sasha plunges the spoon into the guard's eye. Hazel's eyes widen in horror as Sasha pulls the utensil out and stabs him again, over and over, in his throat and anywhere else that she can reach without loosening her hold too much. Seeing a man being choked to death is bad enough, but this level of brutality shakes Hazel to her core. This was the real Sasha, a true assassin through and through. An uncomfortable minute passes before the guard gurgles up for blood the last time and then goes quiet forever. Sasha digs around the guard's belt until she finds a set of keys and then lets his corpse drop to the ground. She's able to unlock the door to her cage, and from there, Hazel is too distracted to notice. Her eyes are fixated on the blood pooling under the guard. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. What a mess. I don't like blood. I never have. You don't like it either, do you, Hazel? When you kill someone with your magic, it's a clean job. Nothing like this. Despite the blood drenching the guard's corpse, Sasha has managed to remain surprisingly clean. Hazel isn't sure if she's glad or horrified by the fact that the time she does get around to looking at Sasha. Holy shit. I would have preferred not showing you that side of me, but... She doesn't finish her sentence. He probably deserved it. If what you said was true, I can understand why you did it. Those kinds of men are the worst. I admit that I didn't like watching him die, but I certainly won't be crying over the fact that he's gone. Ooh, I got some more points. Interesting so far. And at least their tits are not, massively squashed up against the bars now. Sasha nods quietly. I overheard him talking to one of the guards once. He practically bragged about forcing himself on some of the other female prisoners. Ew. I think the only reason I was spared the same fate is because he didn't want to risk getting in a cage with an assassin. Well, I guess at least he had 2 brain cells, right? That's disgusting. It is. And now, he won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. Sasha's words are low, almost as if she's about to cry. The moment she killed that man, a weight was lifted off her mind. Hazel stares for a moment before she remembers that there's no time to lose. Sasha, quickly, open my cage. We need to run now. Hazel's words trigger a reaction in Sasha. Quickly and expertly, she uses the keys to open Hazel's cage. Then she grabs the guard's sword and rotates it in her hand a couple of times, getting a sense of its weight and balance in the process. Hazel, I can tell the gesture isn't done for now, but between this and the way Sasha killed the guard, Hazel determines that the assassin is not someone to be messed with and counts herself lucky that they're currently on the same side. What's the plan? I don't know. Like you, I woke up here, and after I was captured, I don't know anything about this place's layout or even where we actually are. Okay, just give me a moment. Silence fills the room as Hazel closes her eyes and tries to concentrate. Her mind tries to grasp any details that might help them as Sasha looks around nervously. She's itching to say something, but Hazel puts a finger up to silence her instinctively. It's then that Hazel hears the sound of waves lapping against the stone. She opens her eyes. The sea. Waves. Don't you hear them? We must be close to the sea. No, I can't hear them. Are you sure? It's not very clear and these walls are thick, but I think so. It was hard to hear any sort of sound coming from the outside, but the room they were in was tall and only a minuscule window very high up that let in a sad shiver of sunlight. It did a little to stave off the room's inherent darkness. Still, Hazel had to believe in what she heard. Even if it turned out that she was wrong in the end, it was hope. She had to grasp onto it. We're not fitting through that window, if that's what you're thinking. Unless, of course, you have some kind of shrinking magic up your sleeve. That wouldn't help us get up there, though. Well, I appreciate that you seem to think I'm all-powerful. I think we're better off trying our luck outside of this room. Sasha sighs. I was afraid you'd say that. We have no way of knowing what's waiting for us on the other side of that door, though. Yeah, well, we can't stay here. If someone comes and sees this mess, they'll have us both executed immediately. Not immediately. I'll be needing some answers first. Oh no, we're busted! There's that paladin that was supposed to come interrogate us. A tall woman, partially dressed in heavy armor, now stood in the doorway leading to the room, blocking their one proper escape route. She looks at the dead man on the floor, but she isn't shocked or surprised. There's something cold about her, something terrifying. Yeah! Hazel's eyes widen as Sasha runs past her and launches herself at the mysterious woman. Before her attack can connect, the woman raises her shield and uses it to knock Sasha's sword aside. Then, using the sword in her other hand, the woman hits Sasha on the head using the pommel of her sword. Sasha crumbles to the ground instantly and falls down the short set of stairs. She doesn't get up. Sasha! Hazel's eyes take a step toward the assassin, but is immediately ordered to stop. Stay where you are. Hazel bites her bottom lip nervously. All she can do is watch in horror as the woman descends the steps and checks Sasha's pulse. Still alive. How unlucky for you. The woman turns her attention to Hazel. Now, are you going to get into your cage on your own, or do I need to knock some sense into you too? Let's find out what happens if we refuse. It was foolish to defy this woman. Hazel was perfectly aware of that, but going back to the cage meant accepting her fate as a prisoner. She'd be stuck here, perhaps forever. No matter how small the chance for her freedom was, she had to fight for it. That in mind, she concentrated all her might, trying to overpower whatever forces in this place were preventing her from using her magic. She felt something stir in her, and projected it outward, managing to cast a feeble dark bolt. Take this. Oh! Oops. The woman simply lifted her shield and blocked it. The spell fizzled out sadly against its surface. Oh. I want to change my mind. Can I? What about obey? If this woman could take someone like Sasha down that easily, what chance did Hazel have? If Hazel had been somewhere else, someplace that didn't inhibit her magic, she might have had a chance, but here, she was helpless. I'll do as you ask, but please don't kill Sasha. Good. Wait, kill her? Why would I? The woman's eyes follow Hazel's gaze towards the guard's corpse. Ah, that. The paladin walks over to the guard and looks down at him in disgust. She pauses for a moment and then spits on his corpse. He deserved it. Hazel can't believe what she's seeing. What in Aragorn was going on? I was never able to get enough proof, but it's been told that he's been abusing our female prisoners. The way he looked at him whenever he passed their cells was enough to tell me it was true. I won't be shedding any tears over this piece of shit. I like you. His name and miserable existence will be forgotten, as it should be for all who abuse their power in such a despicable way. Hazel's eyes narrow. She doesn't disagree, but she can't help being angered by the hypocrisy. You don't think you abuse your power? You may not rape prisoners, but you and your kind do torture them. The woman turns her back towards Hazel. What we do is for a greater purpose. What he did for was his own self-interest. Hazel continues glaring at her. Sure. My name is Tori, by the way. I am the Shield Maiden of the Templar Order of Truth. Hazel wasn't someone who put her faith in gods, but she'd heard about the Order of Truth before. If there was one god, rather, goddess, that she actually felt some kind of connection to, it was Iriho, the goddess of truth. It's rather ironic that these gods are the ones you mortals worship. I am the one you face when you die, and yet almost nobody knows I even exist. It's not fair. Not fair at all. I don't understand. The disciples of truth are monks, but you're a paladin, aren't you? I am, but before that I was a disciple of truth. I eventually decided to move away from the temple at Mount Kronos and found my own order. That bit of information shocks Hazel. Founding a Templar order was something only somebody powerful could do. If Tori was somebody like that, why was she here? Surely they could have sent someone less important for a job like this. Wipe that stupid look off your face. Grimoire and a number of other cities from the former empire sought my aid regarding the matter of you witches. I promised them I'd take care of it, and I intend to keep my promise. Tomorrow you'll tell me everything you know. But I know nothing. We haven't even begun the interrogation yet, and you're already lying to me? Please. Tori started walking away from Hazel and starts heading towards Sasha's unconscious body. Wait. What now? I'm tired after a long trip. All I want to do is take a hot bath and sleep. My magic. Why doesn't it work anymore? You're dying to know, aren't you? Of course I am. At first I thought it was just because I was weak, but now I know that you did something to this place, or you did something to me. That was a scarier thought than the one she'd held previously. What if whatever Tori had done was permanent? I can't use my magic fully anymore. It'd be suicide to try to hold a witch without taking certain precautions. After a few of her kind managed to escape from prison using their magic, we came up with better ways to contain you. Or rather, I did. Hazel picked up a sense of pride in what Tori was saying. Despite that, Tori is still being smart enough to avoid telling Hazel exactly how she'd done it. Hazel wasn't going to get a proper answer to her question. Magic had always been Hazel's go-to method of dealing with problems, but there were still things she could do without it. It wouldn't hurt to try being charming. I see. You must be quite the asset to Grimoire, then. I can see why they put you in charge of this place, whatever this place is. Nice try, but I won't be telling you anything else. Information is power, and I refuse to give you any power. Tori lifts Sasha's unconscious form and carries her over to her cage. Her movements are surprisingly careful, which catches Hazel off guard. If anything, she would have expected Tori to spare the effort and drag Sasha into the cage. The unexpected decency makes Hazel question her current assessment of the paladin. Have to admit that you're an improvement over the witch hunters. Thank you for being gentle with Sasha. You're wasting your time. I won't tell you anything. Such a muscular and beautiful woman. I love that there's an option to fucking hit on every person you find so far. Like, what? But we'll just be friendly, thanks. Thank you for being gentle with Sasha. Why do you care? You barely even know her. I don't really know why. I guess I just don't want to see her get hurt. Your concern is misplaced. You saw what she did to that guard yourself. That kind of behavior isn't anything new to her. He may have deserved it, but Sasha is a very dangerous woman. You'd do better to keep that in mind. I will. This time, Tori doesn't reply to Hazel. She leaves the room, carrying the dead body out of the room with ease, almost as if he didn't weigh anything at all. Now, Hazel, why are you looking at Tori that way as she goes up the stairs? Don't tell me that you've already become smitten with your own inquisitor. That'd be very foolish. Of course, it'd be interesting as well. What an unexpected twist. I think I might be starting to like this story. So Hazel, were you telling me the truth when you said you didn't know anything, or is it all still an act? I still don't quite understand why Tori considers you so important, but I am eager to find out. My head. Welcome back to the world of the living. I honestly thought you were dead when Tori first knocked you out. Tori? Who's Tori? Ah, I see the paladin. Yeah, now I remember. How could I have let her knock me out so easily? I'm a badass assassin. That shouldn't have happened. Sasha hangs her head. So embarrassed. They're there? You're really bad at comforting people, aren't you? Hazel shrugs and Sasha responds with a long sigh. At least you tried. Sasha's attention is eventually drawn to the spot where the guard's corpse should have been. Whoa, wait, the guard I killed. Oh shit, I'm in trouble, aren't I? Girl, you were already in trouble. They're coming to execute me. Yes, that's it. It's over for me. Oh no. They're going to tickle you to death with a feather. Calm down. Hey, calm down, would you? Calm down. I'd like to see you calm down in my shoes. Tori doesn't care that you killed the guard. Huh? She said that he deserved what you did to him. Got more points? You're not messing with me, right? I swear I'm not. I honestly don't think Tori intends to punish you for it. Oh, that's unexpected. It is. I'm not sure what kind of game she's playing, but she's different from anyone who has come here after my kind before, at least in my experience. You're talking about witch hunters, right? Hazel nods. I don't know exactly how much you know about them, but I've heard stories, bad ones. From the look on your face, I can assume they're true? They're true. Tame, though. The reality of it was much worse in most cases. When the witch hunters were first established, they were basically given permission to do anything they wanted, no matter how savage the act. Wow. That sort of freedom definitely went to the heads of the kind of groups they were made up of. Bandits, criminals, assassins. Hazel winces and then looks after Sasha, mentioning the word assassin. She clearly regrets her word choice. Sasha just smiles as if she didn't hear it. Sorry, no offense. None taken. Go on. My kind were a massive threat to the area around Grimoire, Horus, and Lothar during those years, and the Empire's council was led by inept men. The combination resulted in them giving away too much power to the wrong people. Have you ever heard of Raven the Witch Hunter? No. Well, he was a terrible person. He had an innate hate for women, and the Empire's little crusade was the perfect excuse for him to satisfy his inner demons. I've heard all sorts of unsavory rumors about him. He might have even had some cannibalistic tendencies. Oh. Whoa. Anyway, maybe now you can see I'm happy we got someone like Tori, all things considered. I do see. That being said, appearances can be deceiving. Sasha wears a smile on her face, and Hazel immediately catches the meaning behind her words. Touché. You're right, of course, and after the stunt you pulled, I don't think I'll ever judge anyone by their outward appearance again. Good. It'd be bad if you failed to learn that lesson. It's pretty vital. Sasha's smile is beautiful. Hazel has thought so before, but now, with radiating on full display, she can't remain indifferent to it. I like you, Hazel. I think we're going to be friends. Simple words, but ones that meant the world to Hazel nonetheless. Here in this dark prison, it's comforting for her to know that she still had something to keep her going. A friend, huh? Someone she could trust. Hazel liked that. If I've learned one thing by peeking into people's pasts, is that you can't really trust someone like Sasha. She's an assassin after all. You might want to reconsider, Hazel. Then again, I guess it's too late for that now that you're dead. I wonder if these two things are related. You're not so bad yourself, Sasha. Now let's get some sleep. It's been a long day and I'm tired. Really? Not tired at all. Then again, I was sort of knocked out for an extended period of time. I can barely close my eyes. Sasha! Right, sorry. I'll shut up now. Or try to, at least. The night passes swiftly and without incident. However, at the break of dawn, the two girls are in for a rude awakening. Oh no. Stand up! Huh? Hazel is hoisted up to her knees by two guards under Tori's command. Hazel, what's going on? What do you think? Guards, follow me. Wait, where are you taking her? It wasn't exactly hard to guess. Sasha knew perfectly where they were taking Hazel and what was going on, but she still couldn't stop herself from screaming after them. Hazel! Hazel, on the other hand, maintains her composure and looks back at Sasha. She smiles, but there's a sad resignation in her eyes. She's already accepted what is about to happen to her. She's led to another room, similar to the previous one, but without the cages. Instead, various torture tools are strewn about. Hazel shivers as she looks at them. Scary, aren't they? Hazel doesn't reply, but her eyes are now locked on Tori. She's trying to glean some understanding of the Paladin's intentions. Don't worry, Hazel. You didn't die from torture. I may not have reached the end of your story yet, but I am fairly certain of that. I can feel it in your soul. Tori waves her hand and the guards leave the room. Only her and Hazel are in the room now. I have full authority in this place. You saw the way those guards acted, yes? They obeyed me without me having to use a single word. And do you know what happened when I told them about the dead guard the other day? The one your little friend Sasha killed? I just met her. I wouldn't call her a friend. Trying to protect Sasha, are we? That's sweet of you. I doubt that Tori buys it, though. Is that so? Well, it's none of my business what you do in your free time, but I will say this. She's your only option for anything resembling friendship in this place. Now, as I was saying, no one had anything to say when I said that guard fell down the steps and hit his head, dying from the impact in the process. It was all just some unfortunate accident. You can tell her, fuck you. I bet you like being on top. What? Oh, the speech options in this game. Why are you telling me this? To establish some rules. It's my way of explaining that you'd better behave because I can do anything I want with you. Sorry, I'm trying to open my soda link quietly because I need a drink with all this reading. Hazel gasps. She's never been in a situation like this before. What I'm trying to say is that if I wanted to torture you to death, I could, and nobody would have anything to say about it. But that would be a pity, wouldn't it, to inflict physical pain on a fine young lady such as yourself? Yes, that would be bad. It would go against Iriho's teachings. Ha! Poor Hazel. You thought it was a good idea to bring up Tori's religious beliefs. I'm afraid you've forgotten something rather important, though. These religious types are all a bit crazy. They have this way of twisting and ignoring parts of their beliefs in order to justify doing whatever they want. The sad part is that most of the time they actually think they're righteous. Okay, this nameless god is an interesting dude. Like, tentacle monster? Interesting monster? Like, nothing that he has said so far, whatever it is, nothing that it has said so far has been wrong. Okay, taking a drink. I have, cherry ginger ale to drink right now. What's you guys' gamer drink? Especially if you have to read out loud. I wonder what the gods actually think of them. Silence. Tori backhands Hazel across the face. It isn't a strong slap, though. Hazel is sure that Tori restrained herself from using her full strength. It was like Tori was trying to scold a little girl rather than do any actual harm. You witches don't believe in any god. You shouldn't be allowed to say her name. I, for one, will not allow you to speak like that. As much as Tori tries to hold back her strength, the next slap makes Hazel's lower lip bleed a little. A small trickle of blood slowly starts to make its way down her chin. Tori moves closer and uses her thumb to clean away the blood. Upon contact, Hazel winces for a second, unsure about her intentions. In response, Tori uses her other hand firmly to grasp Hazel's shoulder as if to reassure her. It only lasts for a second, but in that second, their eyes meet and Hazel's heart starts beating faster than ever before. Was it fear, adrenaline, or something else entirely? Tori moves away and starts walking around the room. Hazel realizes in that moment that she was left there, unchained in a room full of potentially lethal objects. No, Hazel, don't be stupid. You're a witch. You can barely even use a dagger. You saw how easily Tori dropped Sasha, and she is a deadly assassin. Do you really think you'd fare any better? As if she can actually hear me, Hazel abandons the idea. Knowing Tori, this was probably some kind of test. Who knows, maybe Tori was hoping that Hazel would actually try to assault her so that she could justify inflicting more pain on her later. Tori was a twisted one. Hazel was sure of that. Good, you're starting to think... Good, you're finally starting to think in a lucid way. It's simple. You tell me what I want to know, and I'll see what I can do to help you. No promises, of course. You are a criminal wanted by the Council of Grimoire. What? So I should tell you everything I know in exchange for a hope that you'll put in a good word for me? That's it? Sorry, my dog was scratching his ears. So you do know something after all. What Yesterday you were pretty damn adamant that you knew nothing, but just now you admitted that you do actually know something. This isn't just a gorgeous, muscular lady, Hazel. She's smart, too. I wouldn't be surprised if she's just flirting with you to distract you and take advantage of the situation. I don't know what you did. The reports are pretty vague, but you've been spotted several times in the company of other known witches, and those witches have been responsible for countless deaths and other similarly terrible acts. But I've never done anything like that. Silence. Even if you never committed any of those acts yourselves, you were with them. That makes you as guilty as the others. You could have stopped them or left. There were alternatives to allying yourself with those witches. The only way I can help you is if you admit your choices, so go on. Tell me something useful. Let's get this over with so you can avoid torture and I can go back. Damn, she really doesn't want to do it. Like, she really doesn't want to hurt her, I don't think.